Okay, so my name is Shane McCure, and I am here today for MCC 540 psychological assessment. This is my cognitive assessment phase 2 assignment to post to YouTube. This is an explanation of the WISC, the Weschler Intelligence Scale for children. And I am a master's MCC student, and I'm here to explain the test to you today. The parents of your child, Jane Smith, 10 years old and 6 months, who was given the WISC-IV report assessment at the recommendation of her psychologist, Dr. Jones, because it was reported that she was experiencing academic difficulties in school. I'm assuming school, going based on the report. Just a little bit of background. The WISC is an intelligence report, an assessment of intelligence that we use to look for if there's learning disabilities or issues academically that might be causing behavioral issues that we can try to identify and then help with. And that's the gist of what the WISC is for. So from what I'm reading, your psychologist was concerned that maybe the behavior difficulties were occurring because of possible academic issues where she wasn't understanding issues in school. And so we wanted to look and identify that. In looking at the intelligence report, the basic thing with the WISC is that it looks at 4 areas. And in those 4 areas, Jane scored about in an average way. She did very well, average score for her verbal comprehension, measuring verbal reasoning, and can she understand concepts. She did average in her perceptual reasoning, which measures nonverbal concepts, and can she see and organize well and learn well. It also assesses her working memory, her ability to hold and remember information, where she was in the low to average range, but did very well compared to her peers. Just seemed to have a little bit more trouble being able to remember certain concepts. And then her processing, which in her processing she scored in the average range. This is the ability to be able to understand and process information such as reading and reasoning. She did a little bit more low in this one compared to her verbal reasoning ability. So this might show that there's some weakness in just being able to remember and understand new material. So just to look at the things that she did, overall she did well, about average with other kids. The recommendations were that this is not really contributing to her behavior issues, but that there are things that might help her understanding in school. She actually did a little bit higher in her mathematic reasoning. And so we recommended that she might be able to, the family might be able to help her with completing homework, encouraging her to complete her homework, but not focus so much on her grades, and focus more on the quality of the work and timely completing of the work, while also maybe looking at chunking the information, grouping information together in larger groups so that she might be able to remember things a little bit easier. For example, remembering numbers. If you look at a phone number, say 555-5678, look at 5, 55, 56, and 78. It might be a little bit easier for her memory to be able to look at a little bit easier. But from the overall of the test, the assessment, it looks like she did fairly well. And that there were just a couple areas with memorizing that might be able to be worked on a little bit better.